If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator using the Pimax Crystal. Now guys, it's been a while since I've done any kind of video with the Crystal. I've been using the crap out of it, and the reason why we're talking today, and I'm a little bit behind the curve, the last few days have been so overwhelming and so busy, it's been a little hard to keep up. We got another guide on Patreon that's getting ready to come around the corner here, so I've been cranking out another one right after the TBM 850. Anyways, let's talk about the Pimax for a second. There's something that I wanted to give you guys a heads up on that I'm actually 4 days late to. Right now, Pimax is running a special where if you buy the Pimax Crystal or the Crystal Sim and use my coupon code found down below, you guys also get to pick your choice of $200 worth of accessories. Now, that could be the DMAS earphones, that could be the base station baseplate, and I believe there's one other. A link to the details will be down in the description below, you guys, as well as all 3 items that you can get. And again, that's $200 worth of accessories anytime you use my code, which is down in the description below, and you buy a Crystal or the Crystal Sim. So a pretty sweet deal, you guys. They're definitely trying to figure out ways to step it up. We're also going to be doing some comparison videos between the Crystal and the Pimax 8KX and the previous versions. And today we're just going to be flying around, actually a friend of mine's place. We're out here just east of Spokane, Washington. I'm going to go, I don't know really where he lives, you guys, but I'm going to go drop a bunch of eggs out the window, hoping that one of them hits his house. If it hits yours, I'm really sorry. Obviously, you know, hypothetical eggs, but, you know, it'd be kind of fun to, you know, think about it. Anyway, I just want to picture him like out there with his snow blower getting ready to fix it for the winter because he keeps, you know, breaking his, and I want to drop one down on him as he's going to do that. So, you know, it's just one of those things I like to pretend, but again, I don't know exactly where he lives, so we're just going to pretend that it happens. Anyways, this is how my brain works. As we're getting rolling here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just sort of talk on as we go. I just did an auto start here. Let's see here. So let's do the, well, we actually don't need the strobe light yet. We do need the nav lights. We need the taxi light. We need the beacon light, and that should be good for now. Parking brake is already released. We're already set. Let's get rolling here. Now, the thing about the Pimax Crystal, the reason why we are talking about it today is now we have the base station tracking plate on it, you guys. And actually, give me a second here. Unfortunately, it looks like I forgot to select my SPAD profile. So give me 2 seconds. That's real quick. I did indeed. There we go. Back over here. Alrighty. And let's center that camera again. There you are. Nope. Get in the sim. Come here. Where are you? There we go. All right, now we're good. We're using the base station tracking today. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys right out of the gate. I haven't noticed much of a difference. My itchy nose. I'm not picking my nose. I have not noticed much of a significant difference between the eye tracking, or not the eye tracking, the inside-out tracking, and the base station tracking. Now, this is the first time that we're actually going up using the base station tracking, so keep that in mind. But what I'm getting at here is that the inside-out tracking of the Pimax Crystal, in my opinion, is absolutely phenomenal. They've really done an amazing job with it. I don't ever have any issues with it. I can turn my head any direction, you know, when I'm using just the inside-out tracking the cameras, and it works flawlessly. I've never lost focus. I've never had it stutter on me or you know, shake or anything. But using the base station tracking, obviously now you're getting that hardware tracking, so it's going to be a bit smoother. And I'm sort of just deciding whether or not I'm feeling that, and I already, I guess, am seeing maybe some of that. The movements do seem a little smoother, but again, like, some of me almost wonders if it's placebo, because the inside out tracking of the Pimax Crystal is, like I said, I can't say enough, it's absolutely fantastic. Now, for those of you who may be on the fence about the Crystal, especially with the Vire Aero coming down in price, and we're going to be doing a comparison of those two. I actually have a Vire Aero now sitting up on the shelf. We're going to be doing a full review of it as well. So if you guys want to stick around and wait for that, by all means. But the sale that I was talking about from the Pimax ends on the 30th of this month. So again, if you guys are interested in saving $200 on some accessories and picking up a Pimax Crystal Sim, you want to do that using my code before the 30th of this month. And then you'll be able to save a little bit of cash. And then my code as well, I believe, also saves you a little bit going into it as well. Gosh darn it, there is something itching my head. Hold on. Let's hope I don't hit anything while I'm doing this. Stop. Okay. I don't know what was itching my head, but there was definitely something, and it was driving me crazy. It wasn't, don't worry, it's not the headset, I promise. But anyway. So let's talk about sort of my thoughts now. It's been 4 or 5 months now that, no, 3 months? 3 months, I think, that I've had the Crystal now. And I absolutely love it. And I'm not rocking the 4090, you guys. I have a 4080, and I get absolutely gorgeous frame rates. I was flying around the TBM 850 with it earlier today and doing perfectly fine. The one thing that I will tell you that I have noticed with the Pimax VR that seems to make a difference. I needed to turn back there. That was dumb. With the Pimax VR is it definitely likes the HAGS, hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. Yep, I'm just gonna have to spin it around now. I noticed, even though it said I was getting, I'm gonna have to go off-roading here. Even though it said I was getting the same frames that I'm getting now, it wasn't near as smooth. The other thing we have that we're using right now is the 72 Hertz, which I have noticed a nice difference from. And maybe that, again, is because of the 4080 limitation that we were talking about a moment ago, you know, not being on the 4090. That could absolutely be contributing to some of that. And it's been a really nice update. It's been a really good update. The last couple of updates that I have received for the new Pimax software, you know, the replacement to the Pi tool, has been really fantastic. I really enjoy it. And the biggest thing that sets, and I think will always set the Pimax for the current release of hardware that's out there, apart from everybody else, is the colors. The colors are phenomenal. The colors and the clarity. I can read all of the menu options on the GNS 530, and that's saying something. Wow, I didn't even turn my transponder on. We're just like not carrying today, huh? I just realized that. But we'll leave it in VFR. Yeah, I'll get around to it. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about this VR, and why I actually truly thought to fly out here, was flying somewhere green, flying somewhere with trees, and I'm like pointing like you guys can see what I'm. Well, I guess you guys kind of can. But let's get rolling. The colors make it so much nicer to be able to go sightseeing with it, that it really changes the game for Microsoft Flight Simulator and any other simulation series, really. Alright, and we're born. Alright, which way are we heading? We're currently heading... No, we want to be going west here. I want to be going to Spokane. And I guarantee the person who needs to be egged right now, he's watching the video at some point, so he knows by now. I've probably already received a crappy Discord message from him by the time you guys are watching this. Anyways, the colors are astounding. I'm trying to keep my head straight because of the microphone, you guys, but the clarity and the depth and just the overall feel of the Pimax Crystal, it truly is the best headset that I have worn thus far. Now, I have not tried the Aero. You guys know me. I am a Pimax fanboy, okay? Before anyone says it, I am a Pimax fanboy. With my own money, I purchased the first Pimax release, the 4K, the 5K Plus, the 8KX, and then Pimax was kind enough to send me the Crystal. But everything else I purchased with my own money, and I've loved it. One of the things that I am truly missing from my 8KX is the what's the word I'm looking for? Field of view. I miss the field of view. I miss the field of view a lot. And that's a battle that we're gonna have probably sometime next week. We're gonna do another video comparing the two monsters. I don't even know if you can still get the 8KX, to be completely honest with you. I haven't checked. But that's probably my only gripe. I have 2 gripes to this day now. 3 months later, I have 2 gripes about the Crystal. One is the battery. I hate the battery. I think it was a bad idea. I get what its purpose is. The Pimax Crystal has the ability to be a standalone VR headset, and cool. That's great. That's fine. That's dandy. I don't like the battery. I don't like the removable batteries. I think it's a bad idea. At the very least, I don't like that if it's plugged in, if it's getting power from the computer, you should not have to recharge the battery. Now, I have had the battery die on me once, and it was in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it was intentional. I had to push it to do it. So keep that in mind. I intentionally didn't charge it. I had to exceed, I think it was 6 hours of gameplay before it actually went out, and I think they boast between 4 and 5 is what they talk about, and I think I got about 6 hours total of usage out of it, and then not counting the standby time. But if you're diligent about turning it off and things like that, you can get a few days out of it before you ever have to worry about it. And again, if you remember when you're done at night to plug your battery in, you're even better off. Especially given the fact that you have a second battery pack, so you should always be able to have a battery on standby. With Microsoft Flight Simulator, the battery isn't even that big of a deal because you can very easily, as you guys know, jump in and out of VR with the Control tab, and your simulation can continue. And they do give you 60 seconds. You have a 60-second window or so where if you swap the battery, you don't lose that VR connection. I think that's Spokane International over there to our left, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I'm trying to keep my head straight for you guys. But it's absolutely beautiful. The colors I can't get over. The colors are what sell it for me. It just, the colors and the depth. And it is crystal clear, the clarity. This is, I will say, and again, speaking to the Pimax 8KX, this is definitely the best one to read gauges and the GTNs on. By hands down, by far. By far. I think the only thing, for example, in the Cessna 172 that we're flying right now that are a little... Oh, no, there they are. So if I tilt my head way down, I can see all the light switches and what they actually say. But if I start coming up here, they get real fuzzy. But, I mean, even fuzzy, I can make out that on the left we have fuel pump. I can make out beacon, landing lights, which I never turned on. And the taxi lights. That last one... Oh, that's our nav lights. And the strobe light, which I never turned on. So we should probably... turn those on. There we go, since we're flying pretty low. Absolutely beautiful country, though. The other cool thing is right now, I have the FPS counter up on my screen inside the VR headset using OpenXR, and I do recommend OpenXR whenever possible. I had the settings cranked fairly high. I had the settings pretty high in Microsoft Flight Simulator, a mixture between ultra and high. Again, I'm on the 4080, I'm not on a 4090. I have the resolution in the headset just over 4,000 pixels per lens. It's like 43 or 42 something by whatever the other number is, I can't remember. But I know that the first number, the vertical resolution, wait, would it be vertical 3840 by 21? No, it'd be the horizontal resolution. Horizontal resolution's a little bit over 4,000. I'm getting between, it's fluctuating a little bit between 53 and 64 frames per second depending on where we are. At low altitude, in the fog, I've got a ton of fog in the headset. I'm seeing clear as day. And that's the other thing, I'm not really getting any God rays. I'm not getting any goofy reflections. I'm not seeing any shimmering. And we are using NVIDIA DLSS as well, by the way, guys. So that seems to have cleaned up a lot since actually the last time I flew in VR. But it's an absolutely wonderful, wonderful piece of hardware. I am very, very happy that Pimax was willing to provide this one to me. I got to be honest. This is one of those ones where I'm glad that the hard work of YouTube paid off, and sort of got me some attention because it is a wonderful headset. The only battle that I have right now, like I said, is the field of view. I miss the field of view. The peripheral vision in the 8KX was dynamite, and especially for flight simulation, because obviously through your let's try that again. Peripheral vision is where you get your sense of speed. Obviously flying in formation, things like that make a huge difference. So, I do miss that. But everything else about the Crystal is phenomenal. It's truly phenomenal. I can see everything out in the distance. The shadows are beautiful. What I like is when you're looking down at things like the cockpit textures and things, is you get that nice deep black color. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna go ahead and pause for just a second. It might get a little choppy for a minute, guys. I'm gonna come out of VR. I don't have the menu mapped, is why we're doing it this way. And I'm gonna set us to night. And then I'm going to very quickly get back into VR before we crash. There we go. Let's turn these lights on. There we go. And the thing about VR at night in the Crystal is everything... Do we have any other lights on? No, that's just illumination. Let's actually kill all the cockpit lights. I feel like there's a floodlight that I'm missing. I think there is. Either that or it's just these two lights that are glowing. But everything goes black. Like, night is night in the Crystal. It is dark. It is absolutely insane how much, like, the compass is almost gone. Like, I can almost not see it. I can see the white writing just barely, but the frame, I can see that there is an absence between it and the window, right? But the blacks are blacks. And when it goes dark, and it makes it super freaking cool. The city lights out there are astonishing. Fly it like you stole it. That's what we always say, right? Yeah. And at the same token, I can see the light reflection coming from the city onto the clouds. Remember I told you that there's definitely a haze, there's a fog right now over the scenery. So the lighting that I am seeing is legit, and it's phased in a way that you would expect to see it. Down in the lower parts of the terrain, it is very, very dark, it's very, very black, it's very, very obscured. When you get into the cloud level, especially over the area of the city where the lights are sort of blooming into the fog, like what really happens, right? The same principle of why we don't turn our brights on in fog, right? Or heavy rain is because you blind everybody, right? And that's exactly what we're seeing here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Now the reason why I'm doing this video, guys, two reasons. Number one, we talked about the base station tracking. I have to be honest, it may be a little smoother, but I mean, I feel like I'm stretching it by saying that I would be lying if I said there's a noticeable difference between the inside-out tracking and using the base station. For me, there's not. Maybe it's just my room. Maybe it's the way everything it says. I mean, the screen that is in front of me right now, you guys, is a 49-inch super ultra wide. It's the Samsung G9. So I would think that if there's going to be any obscurities or anything like that with the inside-out tracking, that I would have seen it many times by now. I never have. I've never lost tracking. It's very smooth. I mean, it is flawless. I am not noticing even a moment's hesitation in it. And I think that's just. I think the thing with base station tracking is obviously you're going to get far better consistency, right? You're not going to have to worry about interruptions. You're not going to have to worry about IR interference and things like that ruining the tracking. But this is. I don't know. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad I have it. That was very cool of them to provide that to me as well. And it is one of the things that you guys can get as an accessory if you purchase the Pimax right now, and you'll get it for free. But if you again use it as one of your accessories. I I don't know that I would use my accessory money on that if you guys decide to purchase one. And then the second reason was obviously to announce that sale. Again, guys, if you guys buy the Pimax Crystal or the Crystal Sim between now and the 30th of October, is how you get that special. Make sure you use my Overkill code that is down in the description below, and that's how you'll get the $200 off any of the 3 accessory items that I'll have listed below as well. And then finally, talking about the 72 hertz. The 72 hertz, I think, made a difference. Before this, I was at I don't think I was at the 144, so I must have been at the 90. And I will say that more often than not, I notice stuttering when using the 90 hertz, and I haven't seen a lick of it yet. Let's start turning some of this on. I gotta be able to see what I'm doing here now. Wrong one. There we go. Let's see here. Let's get some flaps in. Do a night landing here. Airspeed. Come on, guys, glare shield here looks absolutely phenomenal at night. It's phenomenal. The depth is amazing. Like, for example, the rudder pedals on my screen, they're gone. Like, I cannot see the rudder pedals. I cannot see the floorboard. And it's just because the blacks are blacks in the Crystal. They are dark. It's that nice QLED display. Oh, wow. Yeah, we should bring it down. I think we're almost out of gas. Well, to the person who knows who they are, I want you to know that I egged your house like 20 times. Even if I didn't get anywhere near your house, just somehow magically a bunch of eggs dropped on your house. I just want you to know that. And to the Mrs. person who you know I'm talking about, I'm sorry. You deserved it. Anyway. So, again, you guys, I highly recommend the Pimax Crystal. As of right now, it is definitely the best headset that I have ever worn. And the only one on the market, there are two. Well, actually, no, I've tried the G2. There are one on the market that I have not tried that I'm aware of right now, and that is I guess there's two. There's the Quest 3, and there is the Via Aero. Those are the only two that I have never had a chance to put on yet. The Via Aero we will be testing out this week. You're way fast. Ooh. We should be doing a go-around. Luckily, this is not a tutorial flight. Ooh, skidding. But hey, we got it. Anyways, you guys, so I really, really recommend this, you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you found it a bit more useful. Again, I was as honest as I can be with this particular, with these kind of equipments. I know they're super expensive. I know that when it comes to spending your money on whether it be this or the Aero or the G2 or whatever headset it may be, it's a big battle. It's a big deal, right? Like I said, the 8KX I bought with my own money. I think that was $1,300 when I picked it up. So I get it. I feel it. And I had to save up for a long time to get that one. We were not in a great spot when I actually bought that one. So I totally understand it. And so I hope that you guys know that the information I'm giving you is my genuine, honest opinions. I am a Pimax fanboy. I have been a long time, and that's even with all of their difficulties. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you guys right now, if this helps you solidify, Pimax releases their equipment way too early. They definitely need more time in the oven. Now, this has pretty much been refined. I love the performance I'm getting now. The eye tracking in it works great. The inside-out tracking works great. The base station tracking works great. The clarity is amazing. The colors are mind-blowing, especially in flight simulation. It truly is that good. It is a wonderful, wonderful headset. I absolutely love this thing. The sound system in it works beautifully. The only thing I don't like about the sound system is it hangs away from your ears, which is a pro and a con. As a parent and, you know, married man, you know, it's nice to be able to hear people when they're calling my name. At the same token, I miss the ones from the 8KX that actually went over the ears and sort of helped you immerse yourself. But the sound quality is wonderful. And again, you guys can pick up those DMAS headsets as part of an accessory. These are not theme, so those are options as well. Anyways, as always, folks, stay safe and healthy. Don't forget about the links down in the description below, and I will see you in the next one.